What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on PrizePicks. This time we have plays for NBA Saturday. I'm recording this video pretty early. It's still Friday night and we're going through a lot of these games right here, but most of the plays have finished and there are lines up for Saturday, so we're going to get into all those plays. Before we do, if you guys could drop a like on this video, it would help me out a lot. Literally takes 2 seconds, completely free, so go ahead and do that. And now let's hop into the recap from Friday. So I appreciate a lot of you guys watching these videos. It really does mean the world to me, but Friday was another losing day, guys. It is difficult to come on here and record these losing days and just recap these, but that is my goal as a YouTuber, is to be 1000% transparent. When I started making videos, I was not trying to be like those other guys on PrizePicks who just show you green slips and then you got to think that they win every single day or something like that. That's not what we're about here. We always are transparent, and this is exactly how this day went down. So this was the YouTube play, missed by just 2 kills right here. If this guy goes for 2 less kills, we do end up cashing this one out. Close miss there, and it was pretty correlated. I mean, most everybody went under in this game. This TJ guy just went a little bit over his line, and that is just unfortunate right there. And then this NBA play, guys, I hate it when people say this, but this play genuinely should have hit. LaMelo Ball went for 27 points, and the Hornets scored 146 points, if I'm not mistaken, in this game. That is a ridiculous amount. The Hornets went on an absolute scoring spree. Literally scored more than any other team in the NBA has for the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, let's remember, this is the Charlotte Hornets that are doing this. The Charlotte Hornets are one of the worst teams in the league. They're doing this. And even with all that, LaMelo only went over this line by 1 bucket. That is a crazy thing to say. His team was popping off, and he still only went over the line by 1 bucket, and it was at the end of the game as well. Like, this easily could have gone our way. And then this Mohamed Gay play, I don't know what is up with this man, but he literally played 6 minutes in the first half and then 5 minutes in the second half. He totaled 11 minutes after starting the game at center for the Hawks. I do not know what happened to this guy. He still got very close after playing literally 11 minutes. And what are the odds of that? The one guy that we bet on, a starter, only plays 11 minutes in this game. And then LaMelo, I'm not going to go back on that. The under was the right play here. Who's going to bet on the Charlotte Hornets to score 146? Certainly not me. Now, moving into some better news, we did have a green 2-man here in CS2 for the VIP. This was 2 guys we took on the over. The reason we took these guys on the over was because this was a close game, and it's Academy versus Inner Circle. These are closely matched teams. And as you guys can see by the high kill totals, one of these 2 maps actually went into overtime, which is why these guys actually went crazy on their kill totals. This was one more I sent out, and this was a miss. If we took the unders on these guys, it would have cashed. I'm kind of kicking myself for this because I thought Liquid were going to be doing a little bit better against Vitality. Vitality were the favorites. If I had just taken the unders, taken the solid play, we would have had a 4-man cash. And honestly, guys, that's on me. Sometimes I got to hold my hands up and take these losses. This is one of those times. We probably should have had this 4-man cash, but I messed up and took the wrong side. And for these other 2, it's good to see they're going red, guys, and people are going to, if you don't understand what I mean by that, why is it good to see red? The reason I like seeing red is because it means that it's still correlated. Correlation is what we're all about on this channel, and correlation basically means that player A is affecting player B going over or under. So if player A, in this case HFA, goes over, the odds of Adam going over as well are increased immensely. That is the game that we're playing, and in an NBA slip, it's nothing like that. But in a CS2 slip, it is super correlated based off of game length. So here, if we had just taken the other sides of correlation, we would have cashed out. But yeah, enough rambling on about the recap. Let's hop into the plays for today. And we are going to start off with the CS2 play, and this is the one we're taking. We're taking Hype X on the over at 28 kills and Spook on the over at 31 kills. So this, you got to scroll over the CS2 tab. The reason we're taking these guys on the over is because this OG versus Apogee game is very closely matched. Spook has, did he actually just get bombed? No, he did not just get bombed, guys. Make sure to take him over against Apogee, not over against Chimera right there. I almost messed up and took him on the wrong over. You want to take these guys on the over together because they're playing in the same game. So let's talk about this one. These 2 teams are very closely matched, and they have played each other a ridiculous 6 times in the last 3 days. That almost never happens, guys. These teams usually play each other, once every 2-3 weeks. But they played 6 times in the last 3 days because of just how the competitions have come through. And as we can see here, this is their last few matches. OG wins 13-10, OG wins 13-9, both very close matches. And if we look at the scoreboard right here, almost all of these guys every single one here is going over 30 kills, and 3 out of 5 of these guys are hitting the overs. So the overs are very strongly hitting right here. And then if you look at this one, this was a 4 map series that they had right here. Apogee wins by a lot, and then one overtime game right here, and another overtime game, and then Apogee wins a close game against OG. So out of the 6 games that they've played, only one of them was a dominant win in favor of Apogee, and 2 of them were overtimes, and 3 of them were very close games that went the distance. Why does that matter, guys? The reason that matters is because in close CS2 games, there are going to be higher kill totals. I'm going to show you guys right here. This was the 13-5. If you click stats right here, you are going to see that not a single player, one player, HypeX, went over 20 kills, and Spook here is getting 4 kills. Almost nobody on the losing team is getting a lot of kills. Nobody's going over 20. It's very, very low scoring, but if you go to the game where it went into overtime, guys, you will see that basically every single guy went over 20. These few guys were a little bit slacking because HypeX was taking away a lot of the kills, but everybody eats when it's a longer game. If the game goes into overtime, the odds of the overs hitting go up, and the thing is, not just the overs for the team that's winning, the overs for the team that is end up losing as well, because they're playing just as many rounds. They are getting a lot of kills too. I went a little bit deep into the strategy right there. Hopefully you guys could understand that. And honestly, I don't do that a lot because it takes away from the NBA, which I know a lot of you are here for. But I want you guys to understand the strategy because that is a massive part of this channel. CS2 correlation is basically our bread and butter, and it is the profitable strategy that we go for a lot on this channel. These are our 2 plays, HypeX and Spook. Hopefully you guys can lock that in. And now let's move into the NBA play of it. We're taking this one over on Sleeper Fantasy because there's no lines up for PrizePicks. But honestly, I don't really care if there were lines up because this lines for Sleeper are very, very nice. We're taking Mikal Bridges on the over at 17.5 points, and then Steph on the over at 30.5 points and assists. So these are both coming from the same game, Knicks versus Warriors. And the reason I like this matchup, number one, the headliner is that Brunson is not going to play. Brunson has been injured for a little bit now. It's not a super serious injury, but he's obviously not going to play Saturday night. And this is a nationally televised game as well. I do love this game to be a close one. The Warriors had that streak just a couple weeks ago, and they're still looking pretty good. And the Knicks really just have to redo their offensive system with Brunson being out. Mikal Bridges now is stepping into that main role as, obviously, when Brunson comes back, they are going to go back to their old offense. But what this time is basically a period for Mikal Bridges to show and just shine why he should be a number 1 ball handler in this team. Or, second rate to Jalen Brunson, of course. But he does have that ability to go and pop off in a series. And going into the playoffs, Mikal Bridges getting this time to shine is absolutely crucial. He hit that game winner a couple nights ago. And 17.5 points is a little bit too low for a guy who's playing this hot right now. We're taking these guys on the overs right here. And if you guys want to get Sleeper Fantasy right now, I would highly recommend it because when you play $5, they're going to give you 55 for free. So minimum deposit, I think, is like $10. You download the Sleeper app, use code BAM. Once you do that, you play $5, you're going to get 55 for free. So literally the best offer that you can get. And in addition to that, guys, you guys can get free VIP for signing up on Sleeper. This is what I'm going to talk about right now. Code BAM on Chalkboard, on Sleeper, or on Vivid Picks. So that's 3 options you guys got. Chalkboard, Sleeper, and Vivid. And they're all code BAM. So whichever app you get on, all you got to do is deposit. I think it's $10 for these apps and $5 for Vivid. That is the minimum amount you guys have to deposit. And really, it is free VIP because you're not using really using a dime of your own money. That money that you deposit will go towards making more money on those apps. If you guys want all the links and all that, just text me the word parlay. It'll be really easy. This number right here, you guys can just swipe off this video or just swipe down so it still stays on your screen. If you're watching this on your phone, if you're watching this on your computer, just pull out your phone, text that number to me, or text that number parlay, and I will send you guys the link to any of these apps. And once you guys get on with code BAM, I'm going to give you a free month of VIP. The VIP has been doing pretty solid, guys. And on the long run, it is profitable. So these are the 3 apps. Once you use code BAM on any of them, I will get you on the VIP for a free month. And once again, here is our NBA bet of the day. Here is our CS2 bet of the day. Let's try to make some money on NBA Saturday.